Hey Shay, what's baby? You got the notice. Can you hear me okay? And sorry I'm running late. I'm waiting on my Instacart delivery. Can you hear me and how you doing? Girl, these Instacart. I don't know who they hiring now, but these folks crazy as hell. We'll wait for some folks to come in. I hope everybody is good. I'm trying to right now I'm got my Instacart, I'm watching them, so I'm good. How you been doing? What part of the country you in, Shay? I hate this feature right here. It bites. Hey, Mad, what's up? Y'all, I might have to keep hitting this. I'm watching my Instacart. They delivering. I don't know if y'all can see that. So they delivering to me, and I'm watching because, honey, some of these folks is foreign, and you can give. I could put a trail out there to my door, and they still can't follow instructions. these, these ninjas can't follow instructions. So, like I said, I could put dollar bills out there leading to this front door, and they be like, This one asked me, could I meet them halfway? My ninja, if I gotta come out this house to go get some groceries, I don't even need to come meet you. I'm gonna go get my doggone groceries. I said, no, I work from home. Now I'm not working today, but I've just told them that because I'm like, this is crazy. And then I had a delivery from Grubhub. Okay, y'all, I need somebody to help me. I'm gonna help you. And let me know how y'all doing. I have a screen door. Growing up as a kid, screen doors always open out. Front doors always open in. Hey, speak here. Welcome to the channel. Screen doors open out. Front doors open in. These ninjas I ordered because sometimes when if I'm working, I'm tired in the morning and I don't have time to make breakfast. Okay, so I order from this place right here, which is not too far from me. It's called D Life. I think it's Delight, and it's healthy on the go. So this is like this was yesterday's, and I usually wash them and keep them. Yesterday's chai espresso. So it's a iced chai with 2 shots of espresso, and then I get egg white burrito. It usually has, I think, potatoes, onion, tomato, and I think they put lettuce in it, but I asked for spinach. So these people can't tell the difference between spinach and field greens. It was good. It was okay, but I want spinach. Well, anyway, when they come, I'm gonna put y'all on. I'm gonna put y'all up for a second and then run and go get the stuff. So lo and behold, and I'm in my pajama thing, so I'm gonna put y'all so y'all don't see me in my pajama shorts. Um, I'm working on the house today, but still. So lo and behold, they put the drink and the bag in front of the screen door. How am I supposed to open the door and get the food without knocking the drink over? I got a whole window along the side of my apartment. Just put it to the side of the door if you don't hand it to me. Also, the instructions for Grubhub is knock on the door and hand it to me. And normally I give you some more money because I don't put a big tip on there because I done had some Grubhub drivers do some shady stuff and then don't show up. So I'm like, I'll give you some extra money if I got it on me when you come to the door. So I put a low tip and then I get more money when they come to the door. Y'all hold that thought. Stay right there. Let people know I'm still here. Like, subscribe, thumbs up. Hold on, y'all. They almost here. Y'all. Okay. I ain't see them yet, but I'm watching for them because I got the front door open and sometimes they special. Let me see what y'all saying. Girl, we're going to get into it. Mad 14K, I'm getting ready to get into it. I'm going to keep it real. It might be a little Christian for folk. I don't really care because that's who I am. We're getting ready to get into it. From family to people in general. I went to matter of fact, one of the reasons I still like using Instacart, Joe and I went to the grocery store the other day. We went to go get lunch. No, we got lunch. Yeah, we went to do like brunch on a Sunday. And we had a nice little day's brunch. He went and got his car washed. And then we went to go get these ices. There's a place out here called Bahama Bucks. I think it originates in Texas. Because my first time having Bahama Bucks was in Texas. And then we only got one location here in Arizona. And it's kind of far, but he was like, hey, let's go for a nice drive and go over there. And he really likes their drinks because I introduced it to him in Texas. So we went there. We got us the Hawaiian ice. I love Hawaiian ices. And so we came back here, and on the way back, I needed to mail my rent out, and I needed to go to the grocery store. Because I kept missing, they done changed, everything's funky with the post office right now. And my mailman, I used to have him time. Well, because my apartment is right off a main street, and our courtyards are open, there's no locked gates, and I got the old-fashioned box where you can just sit your mail in it. I don't put my bills in I don't know what's taking this person so long. They must drive like a turtle. I'm watching them on the GPS, and they still trying to get here, and they just like right up the street. Hey, Tiffany, what's up, baby? So I'm watching them. On the GPS. Hey, Kathy. I'm watching them on the GPS. Y'all see them? That's my apartment in the black. That's them. I don't know where the hell they at. I got the front door open, so that way I can see if they find the place. And I give instructions. I say, if your GPS brings you in off this little driveway, off this main street, I'm the first building to your right. I had one argue with me talking about that's a house, not an apartment. I said, sir, is it tan and green? Yes, they are apartments. They're not houses. No, that's a house. Foreign. That's a house. Sir, are they tan and green? Yes, that's an apartment. Are you seeing two wood fences? I see wood fence. Those are apartments. If you get out of your vehicle and walk on the gravel into the courtyard on the first building to the right of where you stopped. I had one guy, I told him that. He came in, I don't know, I think it was from Africa. Brother walked over. I said gravel. I didn't say grass. How you don't know the difference between gravel and grass? I'll be right back. As I said, lost. Hold on, Miss Chicago. Hold on, y'all. I gotta catch them. Hey, Dexter, I'll be right back. I'm Grubhub, Instacart. Hello? Is this Instacart? Okay, honey, yeah, you have to come into the gravel. That's what I said. You gotta get out your car and come into the gravel area. They're green. Is this you? This is it? Yeah, this is it. She's over there. Okay, so the young man just found me. Okay, he said he's coming back. Yeah, it's the first building to the right because it's tan and green on both sides. That's why I say the gravel because the ones on the left have grass. So if you come towards the gravel, I'm that very first building. But he found me, and just have him sit up here against the window because I gotta get back to the desk. All right, thank you. Y'all, hold on. I'm coming back. Hold on. Is that all of it? Yeah. Okay, thank y'all can sit it right there.
Thank you. Sorry again.
That's all right. No.
Have a good one.
Here's a little extra.
Oh,
I don't keep cash on me much, but that's a little extra.
God bless you.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, get your ice cream. Don't
Yeah, I'm gonna take care of it.
Okay.
It's coming in. I just gotta always disinfect.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. You too. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, coming back. Oh, hot ice cream I gotta put in the freezer. Hold on. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. All right. Okay. I'm back. Where's my phone? Now I can put y'all on chat so I can see it. Hold on. Woo! Y'all. She said, can you see me? I'm in the white truck. If I told you to come into the courtyard, how am I seeing you in the alley? I told you that if you came in the little driveway, which I watched her do, it's the first building to your right. I said, ma'am, you got to get out your car and come into the garage. So then her son comes. This is why I keep a little cash and give a low tip on the app. Because of the madness. Because of the madness. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to put y'all chat on so I can see it. Let's see. Okay, let me turn that down. Okay, now I can see everything. Because I can't, this chat doesn't stay up on here, which I hate. It used to stay up and scroll over here. I don't know if it's just the iPad, but even from the phone, it don't do it. Who's all in here? Dexter, what's up, baby? Miss Chicago BBW, Miss Kathy, what's up? Tiffany, I said what's up to you. Mad 14K, what's up? We got somebody new here called Speak here. Welcome to the channel. Let's see here. And let me do this. Y'all, I'm dropping the phone. Everything falling over. I'm going to put it over here. Let me go here. I'm going to change some stuff. Hold on. Where you at? Where my Chicago BBW? Here you go, baby girl. All right. Because you're usually in here. So I've added a few people more as moderators. We get fools, y'all can cook them out. Wendy hadn't been in here as much because I think she's still trying to pack and move. I think her place was sold and some other stuff. So she's still trying to get in here. Anyway, yeah, what she asked me was on the Instacart, could I come meet her halfway? So do you not understand what Instacart represents? It represents door-to-door delivery from the door of the store to the door of my house. I pay extra for the groceries because they actually bump the prices. I pay you a tip. I pay a fee for the service. And you want me to get up? I don't have a car, so I can't do it anyway. You want me to get up and meet you halfway? That's the first time I had that. I had one who, the whole time, we on the chat. I give them full instructions to get to my house. They delivered my groceries to somebody else's place. I don't even know where they went to. Instacart had to credit me the whole thing. And then, well, one of them sent another person to get them. So actually, I got free groceries. They credited me and sent another individual back to get all my groceries. Because they delivered them to a whole nother address somewhere around in this vicinity. And I'm on the phone with you the whole time. I also have a mat in front of my door. It says, home is where the dog is. I don't have a dog yet. I want a dog. I want a Cocker Spaniel and I want a Min Pin. Home is where the dog is. I'm the only apartment that I know of within. And so here's the issue. So it is a little bit difficult, not hard. The address is not displayed on the outside of the building. This place was built in 1950, 58, something around there. And the physical address is inside the courtyard on the edge of each building. And each building has a street address on it. So like mine is 850. The one over there I think is 845, 840. And it's like 3 or 4 buildings, okay? This is an old complex. There is no name for the complex. The owner has not put any signage out there that puts addresses on there so you know this is 850 or 840 to 850 blah blah street. It's nothing on there to indicate that. So they don't have unless you give those instructions. So I give them that. But the apartments are sitting right off of the main street. We're the only segment of apartments that are tan and green, okay, on this corner. The instructions aren't hard. You can either come through the alley, which makes it a little more confusing, but not that hard. Because again, the ones over to the left have grass. The ones over to the right have, if you're coming in, have gravel. Get out your car, walk across the gravel, and walk into the courtyards of the apartments, and then you can see the numbers on the door. I can tell them, if they're doing Grubhub, for example, I'm the first apartment building to your right. They come into the courtyard and they go to the building across. They go to the next building. I'm the first apartment building to your right. So why would you skip the first apartment building and go to the second one to the right? Y'all, we're going to get into it. There's something wrong. Something wrong, people. Meanwhile, I was telling you about Joe. Tell y'all this story real quick. Walmart's been delivering groceries out here for a minute. And y'all, I got gnats. Anytime I go out the back, I'm coming next week. I'm having Linda's landscape guy come out and clean the whole back patio where they dug the hole for the plumbing. I'm having him get the rest of the dirt in there because my maintenance dude did not do a good job. My shade cloth came down. I've been asking him to come out. I was going to pay him extra money, even though I paid him for it to put it up, but I didn't have the right hardware, so it blew down during the storm. I now have the hardware I ordered from Amazon, but if he won't do it, I'm going to have probably the landscaper say he can possibly do it. So I'm going to have him do it. Worst case, I'll pay a whole nother handyman to come do it. Or I've got my yearly spray coming in, and I pay for that. I don't ask them to pay for. I don't like using apartment complex sprayers because I think they water to feed stuff or to draw stuff. I done seen crickets. I saw some water bugs, and I got gnats. And so I'm gonna have him come spray because when they come in my apartment, anything come from outside that door or even through the wall from the neighbors, I want it to do this. I want so much poison on the floor it just fall over and die. I'm good. I'm sorry. I ain't got no sympathy for bugs. Zero. I don't like them. So me and Joe went to the store. I was telling you this before I got up to go get the groceries. And we went to the store. And so I said, because I haven't been really in a grocery store for anything major at all. I don't have scorpions here. I'll come back to that. I've never seen one, praise God. I don't have scorpions here. When I was living in Maricopa, I knew we had mice and we had snakes. Now, I didn't have a mice problem because I even have them plugged in here. I have those little, they're supposed to help with bugs. I don't know if they really truly do, but I do know they help with rodents. I have those little, they're like they do like this eerie sound. I have those plugged in every room. So I have one in the bathroom, have one in the kitchen, have one in the bedroom, and have one in the living room. So I don't have a rodent issue because a lot of times where I'm living is a historical district. A lot of this used to be orchards, and we can get something called roof rats. And they basically were looking for trees to get the fruit and stuff and eat. Well, at certain times of the year, they're in season. And I had one apartment I stayed in. I had, I think, two of them, and you could hear it scratching, and that Hillary's food got broken into, and I thought she had chewed into it. And then something said, "Wait a minute." And I went to the 99-cent store and got those glue, and I don't even know why. I just randomly had it and put those down, honey. I had a roof rat. I'd never seen them before. The tail on that thing is about that long. And they had to come in and put boxes in and everything else. So, but it was an orchard, so it's something. And I don't do mice. I don't do rats. I don't do any kind of critters other than dogs. I don't even do humans. I don't do them very rarely because they crazy. Um, so back to and the scorpions. So I've never seen them. I do know people get them out here. Praise God, I haven't had them. Don't want them. Spiders, crickets, water bugs. When I first moved in here, I did see a few roaches. I did my own treatment, got that under control like that. I have a whole treatment to take care of that. So before I went in here, there's a plate paste you can make. I put it in the cabinets, under the cabinets. A friend of mine I used to work with told me how to create this sulfur dioxide bomb. It's very dangerous. It'll kill you if you stay in an apartment, but you have to wear a mask. I do a wet mask. And then what you do is take like a tin can, you take 100% cotton balls, you get sulfur powder, sprinkle it on there, and you light it on fire in every room and walk out. And it creates a sulfur dioxide gas. Anything living and breathing, including humans, will die if you stay up in there. And I let that go. I set it on obviously non-burnable surfaces, either a plate or, since I have tile, I just set it on the floor. And I lit them up, and it had this whole, and it's a smell to it. And even when you come back in, you need to be wearing a wet mask. Open up as many doors and windows to air it out, and just let it air out for a little bit, and then you're good to go. And that actually handled everything I needed. I went through the walls and I put boric acid, diatomaceous earth in all the plaques panels that I could do, all the plugs, because I'm figuring this is coming in between me and whoever these neighbors are, because I didn't know how long this apartment had been vacant for. That's pretty much what I did. I do a bomb. I knew I did my own man-made bomb, but I can't remember if I bought a bomb. I don't think I did the buy bombs. I just did that. And then I put these, you make it out of this paste. You make it out of egg yolks, sugar, and boric acid. And you blend it. And actually, I still have some in the refrigerator. And you can do it into like a little ball. I had cut up some little what do you call them? The foam plates. I cut those up and put them in the corners in the house, and put those down in the corners, put it in the cabinets. Honey, by the time I moved in here, you didn't see a roach. You didn't see not one. You saw some dead ones. You didn't see no live ones. Because the paste, you can take it back to their little wherever, and honey, croak. So then I had Joe's pest control guy come out. You know, see, pest control guy come out and handle everything else. So yeah, that's kind of what I did. But anyway, back to the grocery store. Let's see here. Siobhan Ellis. Hey, Siobhan, welcome to the channel. Make sure y'all give me a like, thumbs up, and share it out. It helps me out. So yeah, y'all can do that paste. And I really can't tell you, I think it was like 6 egg yolks, some sugar, and then boric acid. And it makes into a paste. I have to look it up because I found out about it from a brother on here on YouTube. Actually, Vivian told me about her version. She did a version for if you have animals. If you have dogs, you can't use that. Well, you can use it, but you can't put it to where if you have any kind of animal walking around the house, you can't put it, or children, obviously. You don't want to put it down where dogs or animals can get to it because boric acid is a poison. But if you don't, child, bye. I had that stuff, and honey, it nipped it in the bud. I don't play. I have a thing about bugs. Matter of fact, the pest control guy, because I told him, I said, I want you to treat this apartment as if it got bed bugs. I don't, to my knowledge, I don't, but I want to treat it to that degree. Because if whatever you do kills a bed bug, it'll kill a roach. It'll kill anything in between. Baby. Because you're in an apartment, you don't know. And Linda used to do apartment complex. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Siobhan, I don't know what you said, but for whatever reason, your message got taken out. But okay. But anyway, so the grocery store, I'll tell y'all about that real quick. So go to the grocery store. I ain't been to the grocery store. I like these things called moon grapes. Y'all know what the moon grapes are? They like these long black grapes. They like almost like this. They're really, really good. If y'all haven't had them, phenomenal. I think sometimes they might call them sapphire grapes. My friend said they also call them witch's fingers, which I don't like that name, but they moon grapes, and they only come out at certain times of the year. So I wanted to see. I know normally this time of the year Safeway has them. I had gotten a batch on sale at Bash's, which is a grocery store out here, when me and Joe went to go to this vegan restaurant. No, we were going that night to Angry Crab Shack for seafood. So I wanted to get some more. I wanted some grapes, and also right now figs are in season too. I love figs. Y'all don't know if y'all know about figs. Figs are your friend. I love figs. So when we went to go to get the food, I wanted to go to. I wanted him to take me to the what's it called? I wanted to go to the grocery store coming back because I told him I wanted some grapes. They are kind of expensive, but they good. Hold on, let me go grab them. Y'all, I put it down because I'm in my pajama pants. And when I stand up, y'all see my pajama pants. Hold on, I got some in the refrigerator. Hold on. Look, I'm gonna wash a couple and bring it out, y'all. So y'all can see. Yeah, they call sweet sapphires or moon grapes, whatever. Hold on. Okay, back. Here's what they look like. See, they're kind of long. And they're called sapphires or moon grapes. Really, really good. My favorite grapes. Obviously, I think yeah, I got some. Well, I like to eat them fresh, but I'll eat them even if they're like kind of preserved dry or whatever. I'll eat them that way too. So they have some fresh figs, expensive but fresh. Costco also sometimes has them. They haven't had them on the list, but I need to ask my shopper next time. Next week when I do my Instacart, I'm asking if they have any because they usually have a big box. They good as hell. They're really sweet. The skin is a little bit thicker than a normal grape, but they're really, really good and they're very sweet inside. And obviously, I think this is some kind of I didn't realize how they make them. I don't know if it's a hybrid. I'm thinking it's a hybrid. Reason I say that, there's no seeds, and normally that means we've manipulated it somehow. Man has, but they're good as hell. And they're always sweet. Never tart, always sweet. Every time I've had them, very sweet. Anyway, so I go to get these grapes from Safeway. I have not been in Safeway. I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing all my groceries online. And guys, I'm going to start filming when I walk. So I'm going to show you kind of the outside of my area. I haven't done it yet. Obviously, I'm not going to do that as a live. I'll probably just upload it. But that'll just take y'all on my walks. What I've been doing is trying to walk. And I'm walking from the back gate to our alleyway. It's kind of like a rectangle and back till I start building up this a little bit more. and I'm doing that on my off days. On my own days for work, it's kind of hard because I'm not a morning person, and once I get more disciplined, I'll probably start incorporating my work days, either more so in the morning or after, or if I do it after because I get off at 8 o'clock at night. What I may do, there's a literally Sprouts grocery store is right across the street from me, so I could actually walk. It's less than in a person in good shape, you be there in a minute. Me, it take me about 10. Fluffy waddling over. But and I also have a Starbucks on the corner with a little patio outside, so I could go sit there. There's a Mexican restaurant, but they don't have anything outside. And then you have Sprouts, which is if anybody knows what Sprouts is, it's like a farmers market grocery store. And then AT&T and all that. But I could walk up to the corner, walk to the other corner, come back, and then walk across the street and be on the internal. So I'm more where it's lit, where it's not walking this alley at night. Not that I'm really worried about anybody bothering me, because for the most part, people don't really bug me. But I'd rather do the alley and stuff, just use wisdom as a female in the daytime. And it's like a little car driveway. Nobody's out here. The apartments next to me, there's most of the people in here are either Latino and or older because the rents are so cheap. And the apartment next door, I have a feeling, because mainly all I see is either Latinos or older folks. I have no. My niece had me try the cotton candy ones from Sprouts. Those were dang good. They were bomb. And she had me do the cotton candy ones from Sprouts. And those are really, really good. Also, I did get this. I haven't eaten all day, so I'm happy I got those grapes. I went ahead and ordered these. I haven't had them in a long time, but I love them. And pretty health conscious. They're wraps from Costco. And that's chicken. I think it's either chicken or turkey. They do Swiss cheese. I think that's spinach or romaine and tomatoes. And then they do a cranberry, I think it's a cranberry cream cheese. So I got these. This will kind of last me. I can do this quick for lunch. I don't work today or tomorrow, but I'm going to probably have that for dinner. And then I got a box of the tomatoes. I got the field greens and the spinach. I think it's the organic spinach, organic field greens. I get I like the Costco avocados. What else did I get? Y'all know I'm lactose intolerant, but I do cheese, and I had a craving for a grilled cheese sandwich. And if I do regular cheese, I like extra sharp cheddar. And so they did have that on sale. And then I got the romaine lettuces. Did I get I don't know if I got the organic or the regular. Doesn't matter. They're within $1 of each other. Whichever one was on sale. So that's what I got. This wasn't a big Costco haul. This was kind of a get me through haul because I get paid next week. And I'm going to do my big Costco haul next week. So anyway, we're at this grocery store over here. Coming back to Costco. We're at the grocery store over here. And I'll probably start showing y'all some stuff. I'll just be me. But we're at the grocery store at a Safeway. Joe's at his car, and I go inside. I run in to go get the grapes. I wanted some cottage cheese because I bought cottage cheese. I like cottage cheese. It's an old people thing. I know it's an old people thing. I like the cottage cheese like old people, and they mix them with peaches. Love it. My grandparents both ate it. I like it. Well, I bought some. Is it no fat or low fat cottage cheese? I opened that up. I don't know what was going on with it, but it looked weird. It was like gelatinous, and it was like this clear. I can, once I get Matt 14K, once I get my camera set back up. I'm working on the barbecue sauce. I've done some cooking in the Instant Pot. I've been doing the cabbage soup stuff, and I had a batch of cabbage soup. Probably should have showed y'all doing the cabbage soup because that's easy. And in the Instant Pot, that is your friend. I start the Instant Pot with I do the tomato juice, and I like using either the Clamato or the generic version of the Clamato, which is really good. It gives it good flavor because it brings in a little bit of a seafoody flavor to it. I use a can of crushed tomatoes, cabbage, carrots, onion, celery, and sometimes if I have mushrooms, I do mushrooms. Also, I'm kind of experimenting with some vegan stuff. I don't vegetarian don't bother me. I could, like I said, I could most likely do vegetarian every so often. Like I do like lunch meat. I ain't gonna lie. Two lunch meats that I'm huge on is I love roast beef, even though I haven't done it in a while. I like a good smoked roasted or rotisserie flavored style lunch meat chicken. And the best one I've had is from Columbus. And I think it's the chicken, not the turkey. It might be vice versa. I have to look at my app. The flavor is on tilt. That's one of my favorites for sandwiches. And I like the Columbus turkey bacon. And then I'm a lamb person. I'm a huge lamb person. Every blue moon. I don't eat lamb every day, obviously. But I love lamb. Love lamb. Fish, salmon, orange roughy, sea bass, mahi mahi, and occasionally catfish if I'm in the mood for fried. But I'm not a huge fried, even fat as I am, I'm not a huge fried food person. I, most of the time, fried food, even wings, like if I do wings and I have them once I get the grill up, I get a craving for wings every so often, but I do my wings on the grill. I'm not big on breaded stuff. I don't know when that changed for me as a kid. Most of us did. Used to love me some not churches, KFC chicken. The original recipe, used to love it. Not huge on it. Kathy, you had some. Yes, I do mint jelly with my lamb. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. With some biscuits. My mother used to make the yeast rolls, which is even better because it's like a sweet yeast roll, kind of like what you get when you go to like I think it's Longhorn Steakhouse or one of them steakhouses. I forgot what steakhouse it is. Texas Best or Texas Roadhouse or whatever it is. They make them yeast rolls very close to what my mother made. My mother made a mean sweet yeast roll. Mean. Okay, y'all, the air fryer in me. I have an air fryer. I bought it. I'm not in love. I'm not in love with the air fryer. Me and the air fryer is like, I've tried. It's sitting there. I'm thinking about donating it to Goodwill because I only use it a couple times. It's just, I'm not in love. People swear by it. Now, Instapot, your friend. Look, I'm getting ready to get some more stuff for Instapot. Instapot is bomb. My barbecue sauce is gonna be done in Instapot. And I'll be bottling that soon too. I'll probably because the our dental me and Joe recommended to my dentist and the dental tech. She like I'm waiting because I told her about these pickles. I like if you go to Costco, I'll show them next time. They call Grillo pickles. GRLLO pickles. They're gonna be in the fresh cold section. They're not gonna be on the they in the they have to be refrigerated immediately. They are refrigerated when they're there when you pick them up. Y'all. Come on. Hold on. Y'all. I don't feel like going back in there, but hold on. I had it back in the refrigerator. Hold on. Hold on. And they have the whole ones. They got the whole. I know me and food orders. I know it's bad. I'm gonna make y'all laugh, and then I got to get back to this story about Safeway and crazy people, and I'll get into the crazy. Me and Joe, we went to. He took me to an international market on the west side of town, and I wanted to get some of the because you can get specialty mushrooms, and I do like mushrooms. So like one guy, this dude made like a barbecue. He kind of like took a mushroom, and it's called a trumpet mushroom. And he made like a barbecued, almost like shredded pork sandwich out of mushroom and barbecue sauce. So I got some of the trumpet mushrooms, but a lot of times you can only get these specialty mushrooms at international markets, Asian stores. So Joe took me there. I got a bunch of different mushrooms. So I'm going to be doing the trumpet mushrooms and try to do this little vegan shredded mushroom thing he did because it looked good as hell. And I'll do my own spin on it because I have my own. I like to season different from other folk. You know, black folk, we no offense to those of y'all who may watch this, who may be Anglo or white folk, but we season very differently from y'all. Y'all food is not on the tilt level that ours. We got to have flavor. And so what he did, it looked really good, but I could tell I could up it, obviously, too, because I like barbecue. I do want to try the oyster mushroom. Did I get any? I might have some oyster mushrooms in there because I bought like a bunch of different types of mushrooms that they had at the Asian markets, but the trumpet mushrooms were the one I really wanted to try. And the oyster mushrooms, I don't know if it's Tabitha Brown or one of the other ones, I saw them do something with it in an air fryer, and they made it like something like chicken, like they versions of either fried fish or chicken or something. I can't remember what she did to it, but she did do the air fryer. That's the only reason I'm keeping it, because I might do it for vegan stuff. See how juicy it was? It juiced all the like off in it. Um, that's how juicy these little grapes right here are. So, hold on, I'm trying to find these Grillos. See, I think I ordered them on the last order. Did I order them on the last order? Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna see. Yep, I did. Hold on. Okay, that's them right there. Grillos pickles. I ordered those. The deal chips, but you can also go on Amazon and get the whole pickle. I've never ordered the whole pickle. I might do an Amazon order and order the whole pickle. I have not done that yet. It was Tabitha Brown. Okay. So I watched her do, because I started watching her on Facebook before she was really big. But I watched her do, I thought it was one of them, it might be the oyster mushrooms in a fryer. And I can't remember, like I said, I don't remember if she did it like fish or some wings or something. So I did that. And then there's a guy that on YouTube, if y'all want to go watch him, I think it's called Wicked Kitchen. He's vegan. And he does all sorts of stuff from making, he did a barbecued, his version with some mushrooms and stuff of a, what's that? Almost like he tried to make a vegan version of a brisket. And it did look good. What he did, it looked good. I ain't gonna lie on him. He be doing some stuff. And there's another dude that's in England he had cooked with that I really enjoyed. That's how I found out about him. And I started watching him. I forgot his name. He's vegan too. So, anyway, back to this. I'm in a store. I ain't been in there. Like I said, most of my stuff I do through Instacart. With the whole COVID thing, I have really become a recluse. I ain't gonna lie. Grumpy, I started saying to I told somebody, I said, you know what? I hate to say it, I'm becoming kind of grumpy. I hate being this way. And once I can get a car, I'm only going to go a few places. Doctor's office, possibly the grocery store, but really, I really like grocery delivery because I don't have to deal with people and their crazy kids and them being crazy. Doctor's office, pretty much I might try to find me a gym. And that's it. I want to find a gym with 24/7 with a pool because I want to go. My fat butt want to go at night when I have to deal with the skinny folk, and I can just do my little. I can swim, y'all. I can swim like as fat as I am. I swim like a fish. I can go swimming and I can go walking, and you leave me the hell alone. That's where I'm at. I'm at a Fluffy is done, and I realize my 50s is on me. So, and I'm looking for work from home permanent. The company I have there that I'm at, it's a good company. It's not bad. But they're wanting to go back in the office, I think in January. So I got between now and January to try to find work from home. So I'm working right now. I'm networking with some folks and I'm looking because there are some permanent work from home stuff. I don't really want to go back in the office. And I also realize my age has played a huge factor, and it's a different generation of human. These folks they got nowadays, back to the grocery store. So I'm at the grocery store. First of all, I'm walking around and I'm looking and I'm like, because I'm looking and they got a whole different crew of folk in here. Folk is weird, okay? Now, Arizona's been pretty good on masks up until recently. When I went in that store, I was shocked at the number of people. You know, they're not required, I guess they didn't require it in the grocery store, who did not have masks on while they were shopping. And with the transmission, and granted, the rates are going down, but if you're not vaccinated, but even if you are vaccinated, you have to concern yourself about breakthrough infections. But our body fights supposedly better, is what I'm hearing. So my aunt just lost two friends of hers who did not get vaccinated to COVID. And, you know, they weren't getting vaccinated because whatever their reasons were. And so I'm like, okay, I'm walking around, but the people were weird. It's just weird looking folks. And so I'm like walking, I'm like, And the kids were weird. Everything was just, they were odd. And the ladies, because I used to go in there and the way I shop, I'm a budget shopper. I could go in there, buy $100 worth of groceries for $50. And so they knew me. So the lady said, I haven't seen you in a while. And so I had bought just the grapes. And she said, you did it again. Because I just had my coupons loaded and I got what was supposed to be like $30 or $40. I got it for under $20. She said, I don't know how you do that. I said, I'm just a shopper. I said, I just know how to work the system. So I got that and I'm headed out. So I walk out and like I said, everybody's strange. I get out the door and this girl, and y'all know I don't swear. So I try not to. The family sometimes make me want to go there, or Grumpy's family. I walk out the door. Joe's parked somewhere. I don't see him, so I just text him. And so as I walk out, this black girl, B, I'll beat your blanking blank. I'm like, and she's just screaming. You don't see anybody around her because I'm black. I'm looking because I'm thinking it's a white person mess with this girl. I'm looking around, and I mean, she's screaming, ghetto fab at the top of their lungs. So I'm like, okay. Um, I'm like, okay. So then she goes, and I'm looking. So then I see this older black lady coming behind me. Well, like women, some women sleep like the old fashioned ladies would put it on when they would do rollers in their hair and they put that little thing on their head they sleep with. Like a little, I don't know what y'all call it because I don't sleep with that. I actually sleep with what do you call them things? A wave cap. And so the lady then says something blank blank to the girl. They two different sections. The girl is in the parking lot walking. The old lady is getting ready to go into the store, and it's a black lady. B, I'll beat your blankety blank. A, they'll have to shut this MF down, the store down. She said when I get done, they won't shut this MF down. Look, Joe, come and get me. Time to go home. Time to go home. I madness. There's this weird level of crazy. And I don't know, I don't think, there's no way that I'm the only one who notices it because even in the news, who would have ever thought you would get on a plane and see a patron beat the hell out of flight attendants? And this is happening on a regular basis. It's like, what's wrong with you? And the pink people are extremely, no offense, but for the Anglos who normal, y'all cool. For y'all pink family, they crazy as hell. And even some of us, the pink family folk, they getting on planes and they got and I'm sitting up here going, what in the hell is going on? Now I know spiritually what's going on. I do know it, at least in my humble opinion. We are at an age in time in which things are being unleashed and have been unleashed. So there's a spirit of this going around because it's not unusual. That's why right now you got people going into grocery stores shooting up stuff. It used to be you lose a fight in a school, you don't go back into school and blow everybody away. But there's a new concept and a mindset that is happening, and it's spiritual. It's not a doubt in my mind. I talked to this person on the phone, and I can't, because it was a customer, I can't use the name. Let me see if I can find an analogy to the name that she had. So she called me because things weren't going through with the loan. And she was getting an error. And I'm going to do an analogy to the name. Yeah, I get videos have exposed it, but the why behind it to me is crucial because I think we're watching stuff and I don't think spiritually we're understanding what's really going on. I believe, and the thing is, people, let me come back to that because I'm going to tell a story that happened to me years ago and I'm going to explain it. Anyway, this young lady, and I mean the baby's like 1990s born, right? She legally has changed her name to, let me see what I can use. I'm trying to think what I can use. I'm going to use this. The first name was like the word invisible. That wasn't the first name. And the last name was, I'm trying to think what letter I can use. Let's say Invisible E. Her last name was literally the letter E, for example. And she legally changed it to that madness. I think that's why I'm having a problem with doing a loan. Why would you change your name to Invisible E? Now, that wasn't the name, but I'm just giving you an analogy. I'm like, oh, okay, ma'am, no problem. I'm just as kind because you can't say this is crazy as hell. I'm sitting up here going, who does that? But it's a new generation of humans. Um, I found out some family members had entered into Grumpy's apartment and they knew what I was going to walk into. They didn't warn me. I'm thinking, was that normal? Because I know that the man didn't live that way. There's no way I would have let you walk in there and not warn you, hey, you're getting ready to walk into some pissy poopy diapers and blah, blah, blah. And this is what we saw. None of that was told to me. But it's a new, younger generation. They don't think like everybody else. God bless them, they don't. The other issues, they haven't been raised. So, what would be courteous? What would be logical? What would be reasonable? What would be kind? That doesn't it doesn't compute for them. It's all about them. And the Bible talks about a time where man would be narcissistic and self-centered. Yeah, Kathy, right on head. And don't know why, because I've tried to be as transparent with these particular family members as possible. I'm actually the one who called them in to go do some of the checking. And it wasn't until a recent conversation that I found out, wait a minute, what do you mean they entered in? So you knew the condition of what I was getting ready to walk into and didn't warn me? There's no way. I would have done that to my worst enemy. I'm like, whoa, who does that? Different. But they're younger. Again, these are people in their 30s. And God forbid, for those of you who may have some wisdom, may have been trained, other people have not. Also, they kin to grumpy, so they've inherited some of the weirdness. And there is, I realize from my father's family, I believe there's some psychological issues that translate through the line. I think I've just really, God's had his hands on me, and I have been really blessed to be where I'm at. And I also realized, as like I said, some people are like, oh, do you need counseling? And I think they were thinking I was taking his death hard. I was self-reflecting because once I met the extended family, I also knew things about how he died, some of his choices that got to me through the grapevine, interacted with the half siblings and some things there. I then began to sit back and marinate. What have I inherited? What do I need to pray over to be broken? Thank you, Kathy, because I've already realized that. And I'm already in the process of doing some of that because there were some things I needed, and I've just had to reach out to agencies because I don't think they're going to help. And I don't think they really care because I'm still trying to find information out about a disabled child. And I hope I'm wrong, but certain things at this point in time, you should have some information, and they haven't communicated it. So it's okay because I can just go directly to an agency and get what I need, which is what I've done. I'm just waiting for them to get me the information. So, you know, you don't. I've tried to be as transparent as I can, and I've just been praying over it. And the Lord, I just been praying over it. I said, Lord, I need clarity on what to do. And for these individuals, they were raised together. And to them, I don't know if I intimidate them or if they also have issues because Grumpy wasn't who he should have been to any of us, unfortunately. And it's really not on me. Some of the things that you don't know or people who may not know you, that's not on me. That's on the person who didn't introduce you to his family. It's on him. And unfortunately, he's in a casket. I'm sorry for that, but I've tried to be as kind as I can. Um, I've tried to be as transparent as I can. There was stuff I didn't tell them because things had got back to me, and I knew that they had a certain view of him, and I didn't want to spoil that for them because obviously that's who you wanted him to be, not that that's what he was. And I don't have any ill will for him. God rest his soul, and like I said, I pray he got it right. I pray he got enter in good and faithful servant. I don't know if he did or didn't. As I said, I reflected and I realized that Grumpy was a David. And a lot of who he was a David. And after meeting the extended family, I understood that more. And I understood, probably how hard it is to break the type of generational curses that he comes from, which has permeated all of us in some form or fashion. There's a reason why I have a brother sitting in prison, because as I met the extended family, we got a lot of people that have been on his line in prison. It permeates that family. Even on my grandmother's side, we have several relatives that have girls and guys who have been in jail or prison. I have cousins out here who beat up Phoenix, the police department. What did Medea tell you? If they were willing to fight the police, they cray cray. But we seeing a lot of that, and I have a problem. Like I said, I have a problem with BLM when it justifies black folks and we not listening, we not observant of authority. While yes, I do understand there are cops who are corrupt, we can't put all of them in that vein. I have officers in my family who are police officers. I have friends I know who are law enforcement and firefighters. And those are authoritarian figures. Now, don't get me wrong, I do understand that there are abuses that the police do. And I do understand that there is a racial divide in the police department. I get it. But I also understand there are behaviors that we're justifying with some ghetto butt black folk. And we're saying, oh yeah, he gets sued because of this, that, and the other thing. Am I watching the same video? Didn't I just see that officer tell that man to stop? And the man just pull his pants up and get in his car and like a big old F you, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. To the man with the badge and the gun. You're crazy as hell. Stand your behind at that car. Some stuff you get. I get it. And yes, I understand we may be treated differently. And yes, it's being exposed. But there's also, there's a difference between when I saw that young military man at the gas station and he complied with what the officer was saying, and you knew the officer was being degrading. Or with the young black woman who was walking her dog on a beach, and the officer then tries to snatch her phone and just horrible stuff. I get that. That to me is wrong. But when you're pulled over on a routine stop or whatever the stop was, because the license is expired or the tags are expired or whatever, and then you get out the car, you stand at the edge of the car, and then you gonna just go try to get back in the car and you wonder why you dead. Or the one you done got in an argument with some female and you done showed up and the officers have got their guns drawn. And you gonna keep walking like these officers aren't there. Get in your car and then wonder why you paralyzed. Like I said, if it was me and I'm an officer, I don't know what you opening that door to get. You might be coming out to, and honey, it's me or you. I'm just gonna lose my job because I'm gonna breathe again. It's me or you. And to me, I don't think they should have lost their job in that situation because you didn't listen. Warning after warning after warning after warning. Stop, 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 stop. And then BLM and all these other boys, it's wrong. And we mad because we have all those years of where we saw and we know that we have been mistreated. But when it's just, we're saying, oh, it's unjust because in a sense, we're trying to retaliate for the stuff in the past. That's why right now, you just can't. And we can't retaliate. We and the Bible tells us there's a point in time where what's right is wrong and what's wrong is right. What's good is bad and what's bad is good. And we're in that season. It tells us that we're going to reach a time in which things are going to wax as worse as Sodom and Gomorrah. We are here. No ifs, ands, or buts. We have a group of Christian, quote unquote, they say they're Christian evangelicals who supported previous administration because XYZ was said. Well, don't get me wrong. God uses whoever he wants to use. Do I believe he used him? Absolutely. Well, absolutely. I believe a lot of prophetic stuff is happening right now. We are here. I'm just waiting for a trumpet sound. We're here. And this unleash of people being crazy, folks are weird. I'm sitting up here and I'm like, people are strange. The mindset of people, and especially these last few generations, they are weird. Even, no offense, the parenting behind people is weird. You're justifying, so how do I put this? And I'm not trying to tell you to not love your child. And I'm going to see how I can put this. Let me tell a story. And I'm going to come back. There was another thing I wanted to say before I go here. Y'all remind me to go back because I think it was Kathy that said, don't waste your time, Mario Fools. It might have been that. Tiffany, I don't know the age of the special needs child. I don't even know. All I know is he's I believe he's still in Amarillo. I know that Monty Grumpy had to pay an extra year of child support to the mother because he had not finished high school, so he had to do 2 years to finish. I don't know the severity of the autism. I did reach out to the Railroad Credit Union. The lady was kind enough to just call me recently, and she asked me for the death certificate. Since I don't know that the extended family people that paid for the cremation, y'all understand? I don't know if they're necessarily going to get it to me. The body was paid for on the 23rd of August. I know that the mortuary supposedly had it by the end of the week. I just gave them all of August, so we should have had it. We're now going into the second week of October. And the last conversation I had with the person was, oh, the mortuary hasn't gotten it to me. I don't know if that's necessarily true or false. I was giving it the benefit of the doubt, but I woke up the other morning and something in my spirit said, contact Vital Statistics directly yourself. So I have already done my contact at that point. So I'm hoping it will just get to me. I'll just avoid the whole thing with them because I don't know. That particular group, it's three of them that were raised together. They're very close knit. And like I said, I don't know how much fairer I could have been. Everything I told them about that, yes, I already did that, Kathy. I already did it. That's what I said. I just went ahead and handled it myself. I woke straight, like I said, I was like the Lord woke me up and said, go do this. Because I've been very forthright with them. One of them is supposed to be a very strong Christian. But I don't, there's things that have been said on the side that I've just overlooked. Because I believe the things that have been said is this particular individual wanted Grumpy to acknowledge them as as his favorite child. They want them and their siblings to be his focus. It's hard because at first I was like, okay, baby's delusional because, and what I do, I'm a person, I realized who Grumpy was. But I also realized as I had to sit back and look at both of my parents, because both of them were jacked, is that they both are very damaged people in their own ways. Most of us are damaged. That comes from the garden. So the goal of the garden was so we wax worse and worse in sin. So the damages that happen at childhood that translate into our adulthood, that's really what impacts us for Satan to get a foothold in our life. Point blank period. Point blank period. That's how he gets his foothold in our life. And so it translates. And unfortunately, if your eyes are not open enough to understand those spiritual concepts, you still, even if you're supposedly Christian, will be impacted by that stronghold until you can come up and realize. That's why the Bible tells us those who worship me must worship me in spirit and in truth. If we can't come to truth about things, I can't sit here and tell you I'm skinny. I'm not. I'm fat. I can't tell you I love food. I do. Probably food addiction, whatever you want to call it. I love good food. But I'm a realist about it. Okay. We have a world right now that wants to, like I was talking to my friend Linda, and Linda was trying to be nice. I'm like, Linda, girl, please don't be nice. I'm fat as hell because she's skinny. Linda's a skinny chick. I said, I don't take that in an offensive way. You're thin, and that's good. You have a good metabolism. Her and her daughters. And she's like, well, Shannon, she's trying to be nice. I said, you don't have to be nice. I know I'm fat. I don't like fakeness. You don't do it to be rude, but or I'm overweight. I'm obese. But there's people who nowadays we want to put makeup on our mess. That's the best way to put it. We want to put makeup on our mess, our children's mess. And so we continue. So one of my buddies, he has a nephew. He's a guy. You got your nipple in this boy's mouth so much. The boy is now grown. He don't know how to book a doctor's appointment. He calling him while we were out to ask him well, I need you don't even he don't even live at the house anymore. I need to go see Doctor So and So. Okay. Okay. Then when he broke, I think he broke his leg or arm or something. Oh, I gotta call and schedule his orthopedic appointment. Isn't he grown living at home on his own? Yeah. Why you calling the doctor to schedule his appointment? Do you hold his dick? Excuse me, y'all. When he go pee? Well, he doesn't know how to do it. And he never will. If you don't pick up the phone, make a phone call, open your damn mouth and handle it. The issue, and this is why I think we have so much crazy. We got parents who are they still got the nipple in kids' mouth. They're not letting them grow up. Number one. We got a generations of people who sat in front of video games and all that other stuff. And so they have no understanding of reality. So that's how we got madness that got into the office before. And that behavior became okay. But that behavior also unleashed crazy. Unleashed crazy. Okay. Grumpy gave me some wisdom. I'm going to share this. I was sharing this with Joe the other night, and it was something Grumpy said to me. We were talking about something one day in the apartment, and he said, I used to practice being an a-hole. Why would you do something like that? That's disgusting, and it's sick. And he laughed. He thought it was funny. But what he said is like the Holy Spirit opened up something, and it said, click. And I sat back. Now, I have an associate of mine. She seems very sweet, but she has some major a-hole tendencies. Massive. Okay? All of a sudden, when he said it, I realized the light bulb came on. I'm going to share something with y'all. This is the wisdom I got. The Bible tells us that our fight is not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities, spirits, basically behind the scenes of people. So when you're looking at a person, you're dealing with the spirit. That's why you want to get God's spirit on board, so that when you get his spirit on board, you ain't got these demons running. And don't get me wrong, we still have some that are attached to us trying to pull us back. When Grumpy said that, a light bulb came on. Let me share this with you. This is his power. I sat back and I got to thinking about a friend of mine. Very sweet lady, very nice. But she has some major a-hole tendencies. Then I thought about Grumpy. And I thought about all the people I know who are really massive a-holes. And I was like, you just gave me keys to the kingdom. If you start understanding spiritual things and spirits behind people, what you'll also understand is spirits have characteristics. Okay? So a spirit has a characteristic. That's why some people will call it, let's say, a demon who's about addiction, and there'll be a horde of them that's their thing, that's their characteristic, that's their function. So they might name it. You have the demon of addiction. We give names in churches, but that's what it is. And what we're really saying is that's the characteristic. That is the job of that demonic force. Okay, that's the best way to put it. This a-hole thing is also spiritual, but let me kind of give you how he works. His people that he gets are those that I call the insignificant ones. By all intents and purposes, if Grumpy had not been an a-hole, if my friend didn't have a-hole tendencies, if the previous administration guy didn't have a-hole tendencies, these people would be very insignificant. They wouldn't matter. So to matter, I'm going to become an a-hole. So that's the focus of the spirit they have on board in order to have some substance, in order to be seen, in order to be known. What do we realize about active shooters and these people that go in and shoot and kill folks? They want to be seen. They want to be known. They want to be famous. They want to be important. Gaslighting effect. Good way of looking at it. This is a way for them to be important. Otherwise, I'm insignificant. I don't matter. That's the goal of these people. They want to matter. And so if I can't matter by being somebody decent, I'll matter by being an a-hole. That's the goal of the spirit. Again, a garden stuff. Most of the sins we have are from garden. Surely the day you eat of that tree, you're going to be just like God. It's all about being important. That's what's wrong with us now. Bible tells us when we get to this time, we're going to be a narcissistic society, a self-centered society. Who was that previous dude? He unleashed it. That spirit, it wasn't that it didn't exist. That spirit was so free to roam. Now I can do this worldwide. So now we got a bunch of narcissistic a-hole people who want to be important. So I'll be an a-hole. I can be a a-hole. I can be crazy because he was crazy. Because that spirit was just unleashed. Like I said, everything's happening for a reason. But when you go out these doors, these folks are crazy. It's a weird mindset. And the younger they are, the more crazy they are. And they have no, and again, I'm Christian. People want to watch it, they don't have to watch it. They have no semblance of God of the Bible. If it's anything other than that, then I'm cool. I want to say, I speak life. I speak gratitude to the universe. Can the universe talk? Can it walk on water? I just need to know. I need to know. There's a history of somebody who did some miracles. And yeah, now granted, the church been out of order because we have a lot of people pimping God. And we got a lot of what we call name it, claim it, and faith-based and prosperity preachers who have really muddied the waters. Don't get me wrong. And that evangelical crew that tied themselves to the previous administration for their own legalistic political gain. We could get into a conversation, y'all. I'm going to have to do that one day. We're just going to get on a conversation on that because I don't really care anymore. It has muddied the water of Christianity. I get it. But I'm going to tell you the real reason why most people go and they do New Age, Buddha, Hinduism, yoga, Middle East, or not Middle Eastern-based religions, Wiccan, and all that stuff. Because those religions give them the freedom to continue in a sinful life. They can live how they want to live. It's a self-centered life, and they can continue living how they want to live. They don't want to change. Pulpit pimps, that's actually the truth. They don't want to change. They can continue down the pattern that they want because the Bible, if you get into it and you start reading it, it's going to have an impact and it's going to require you to change. So here's what I'm going to tell you, a Grumpy story, which I think is phenomenal because like I said, I've been doing some pondering. Grumpy was in a shack-up relationship. In Texas, they eventually call them a common law marriage. He never did marry the woman. They were together for like 15 years or whatever, something like that. He was even buying a house with this woman. And, he probably bringing in more money. But he was even buying a house with him and this woman living in it. And from what I can see, some of the pictures from the grandkids that I just met, my nieces, it was a nice crib. When Grumpy got saved, and he had his salvation moment in his 40s, which is when he reached out to me. I was age 25. And he apologized. I'm not, I wasn't a dad, blah, 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 blah. And he said he apologized to every one of the mothers for not being there. Now, apologies and apology with action, two different things. But again, I think that man had so much as I got to see the extended family and I got to see the generational curses. God rest his soul and God bless him because I can't even imagine the war spiritually that he was in internally because that stuff from them, deep, deep, deep. Look, every night I'm talking to God, please keep me in order. Because like I said, there's a whole other side up here, especially when that temper button gets turned on. My grandmother, his mother, said you have 2 times the Smith temper. double. And praise God, because there's some things I've done that I probably should be in handcuffs sitting in a jail next to my brother in my youth. I was telling Joe some stories, and they said, "And you didn't go to jail?" No, I beat the hell out of somebody with a motorcycle helmet. I didn't go to jail. I'm letting you know, in my 20s. Okay, I didn't go to jail, and there's some other stuff. I temper off 20 year old so bad that look, I had to go back look at myself. Like, who the hell is that? When you scare yourself, your temper so bad. So God is good. God is good. That hand over my life. Um, Grumpy, at a point, he got up and just totally packed all his stuff and moved out. He took, well, when I say all this stuff, he took his clothes, he left the house, he left the furniture, he left the things. He moved into an efficiency apartment, that little ghetto apartment he was in that was fully furnished. And all he took was his clothes and his stuff for work. And he left. He let the house foreclose because she wouldn't make the payments on it. Basically, you can have it. I'm not making no more payments. And he left. And I knew that's when he was going through his salvation change. As a matter of fact, that picture, I think, that was on the obituary that you guys see in the thumbnail of the previous video when I announced that he had passed, that was about that time. It wasn't, and that's why when I saw the clothing, I saw the person that was going through the transition of leaving the crazy life to the other one. And we would have talked because he would say, "Pray for me. I'm still," because he was struggling so hard with his sexual addiction. And was honest. We actually had honest dialogue, things that the other kids don't know about. That's why the other daughter didn't know he was Union. She didn't know a lot, but they want to be the center of his attention. And I get it. I get being the child and wanting a daddy and wanting. I get being a child, wanting a daddy, wanting a father. I get that. I get it wholeheartedly. Um, and wanting, that, because if all of us do, we long for it. He just didn't have the equipment to do that. And unfortunately, where you might have wanted to be the favorite, you wanted to be daddy's little girl or the favorite son or whatever, he wasn't equipped. And I think too, and God forbid, because I don't think they're bad kids. They seem on some levels to be decent folks. They're just as damaged as the rest of us. But until you can come to that understanding and that reality, you're going to do things that's going to be just about you. You're not going to care if somebody's been kind. You're not going to care. It's just going to be about you and yours. And that's okay. You go on. God bless you. And I'm going to go my way. I've been as forthright as I can, and all I do is just leave you in the Lord's hands. I've told him about a story about sowing and reaping. So if you did anything wrong in this, you're going to reap that harvest. If you did right, you'll reap that harvest. I'm not. So a lot of times what I see in people, we reap. Grumpy reaped some things from all of his life up until the end. And there's something that I know that happened at the end was part of a sowing and reaping. Not in a good way. And which is probably why he went out the way he did. And God, like I said, God bless him. Even still, we all have to pay the piper. If people read the Bible and you look at Paul, you have to ask yourself a question. Paul spent the majority of his time in prison. Why? He wrote most of the New Testament from prisons. He was originally called Saul, who killed Christians, right? Do you understand? There might have been some sowing and reaping from those murders that he committed, even though he later became Christian. Sometimes we think that because we get saved, we are forgiven, but we still have some things we have to reap from what we sowed. Some things God might say, okay, I'm a sever and you don't have to do it. Other things, not so much so. If you look at everybody, there was a sowing and reaping from Moses to Moses. what's my other boy's name? David, Solomon, all of them, they sold stuff even though they were men of God. And they reaped good and bad. There's a reason Moses couldn't enter the promised land. If you do stuff, you will reap it. And so it's not that I wish anything bad, but there's lessons in learning, and I've learned lessons along my journey. We all have a sowing and reaping, we do. But right now there's a bunch of crazy going on. And oh, that's what's gonna tell the story of we're getting long here. I wanna make this no more. It's already going into an hour and a half. My friend had a friend of mine on Facebook. Her son got on there, and he was saying, I guess he got mad because somebody was saying something about him and his lady. Oh, what I was using for Grumpy when he walked away, I realized that was truly a heart to be different. Spirit was on him to want to be different. So when he walked away from that relationship, I believe he really, truly wanted to be different. But the generational curses that were on board were so thick. I mean, was he better than he was yesterday? Probably. But he had so much on board generational curses and behaviors and spirits that he was dealing with. Lord have mercy. And after, like I said, after meeting the family and seeing some of the behaviors that translate, I feel sorry for him. I actually have more compassion for him than I ever had. And it's not just because he's dead. It's because now the curtain's been pulled back. Now the curtain's been pulled back. And now I can see extended wise the damage. But back to my friend's son. And I'm going to use this example and then come back because I think I saw something and answer some questions or respond to some things I see in there. Her son got on Facebook and he was going off because I guess somebody, and probably somebody maybe supposedly Christian or whatever they're going through. He's not married to his girlfriend, and they got 2 kids together, and they've been together since high school, and this boy's in his 30s, okay? And that's something new in this generation where I don't know what it is, where marriage is y'all just want to just live together, shack up, and pop out babies and not be married. I don't understand that, but okay, that's between you and the Lord. So he goes off. He's pissed because whoever said something. And I realized the reason people get mad like that when those situations happen is because you want to stay justified in your mess. And somebody probably struck a chord at how you living, and you don't want to address that how you living ain't right. Okay? It's just like me. Like I told Linda, I'm fat. I'm not, unless you coming at me to be negative, but even then I'm like, okay. There's some things that have been said, even like I said, with some family members about things. And I was like, okay, because I realized, I'm not going to get mad because the fact people don't know you or you want folks to know you and they didn't, that's not about me. It's not about anybody else. That has to do with the person who didn't introduce you or who didn't tell folks about you. They ain't got nothing to do with me. So don't take it out on me. But okay, if you think it's on me, that's your issue, not mine. The same way you want to justify your stuff. And I know oftentimes when people get mad, especially if you're informing them in truth, okay? And they get pissed off, because I used to do it when I was active in the gay lifestyle. Don't come at me crazy, because I want to be this way. I want to stay in my stuff. And it will go off on you because I want to stay in my stuff. And if they honestly biblically based, it's because you want to stay in your stuff. And that's why people don't want to come to Christianity. That's the truth of it. And you want to go and be in all this other stuff is because the other stuff allows you to stay in your stuff without conviction. You can stay shacking up. You can stay doing this. Or you want to put God in your context of how you think he should be. That's why we got people trying to rewrite the Bible, in a sense, quote unquote. Because I want to do it my way and I don't want to change. And that's okay. Do you, boo-boo. At the end, when we all close our eyes in death or the rapture happens, we're going to know the truth. That's what I argue people. I tell people, I don't judge you on that level. I don't judge you. You go ahead and do what you want to do. I know for me, it's not how I'm going to do. And I know if I'm looking from the outside in, the Bible tells me I can tell a tree by the fruit that it bears. So I see the tree, and I'm going to judge it from my perspective. But the Bible also tells me we have free will, and it also tells me the wheat and tares are going to grow up together. So do you. Now, if you come to me and you say you're Christian and I put some stuff on the table and you got a problem with it, do you? At the end of it, we're going to find out who's right and who's wrong. Do you? I had an associate of mine who got mad at me because she told me she don't believe in the rapture. And I told her, she's in a particular group that I leniently say that I believe they have people that may be Christian, but there are some aspects of that particular organization that I know are biblically unsound based on things today. So Jesus is your high priest. You don't need to go confess sins to priests. Uh, he talks about making idol images. We don't need idol images. When you pray through Jesus to talk to the Father. You don't need to pray through any other entity. So when you tell me that that organization has taught you that they don't believe in the rapture, I'm not really shocked because there's other areas that aren't lined up biblically. At least definitely not New Testament based. I'm just saying. And Jesus was prophesied and spoken of in the Old Testament. So we know that even the Jews, even though they don't believe he was the Messiah, they still waiting on the Messiah. We pretty much know, at least from a Christian perspective, Jesus was it. Now, could I be wrong? Absolutely. But I highly doubt it. Especially looking at the signs of the times we're in now, that I'm 53 years old and never thought I would live to see. So when I sit here and I'm going to bridge this back and then come answer some questions. When I say people are crazy, I want you guys, when you get off here, marinate. If you don't watch the news, just even y'all can go back and look. Go read the articles or look at news where the people on airplanes are whipping out, beating up on flight attendants and just the craziness there. Go look at these people going into jobs in the shopping center, shooting and doing stuff. Go watch these videos of these people and their view of authority. And I want you to do it and ask God when you do it, Lord, remove any blinders from my eyes so that I can see. Remove blinders from my eyes, remove it from my brain, remove it from my spirit so I can see the truth. Because a lot of people are watching a lot of stuff right now and they're not seeing the truth. You're seeing entertainment. That's what I wanted to say. Tell you a quick story. I was working for Schwab. I was living in Chandler, Arizona. I was in my 30s and I was, two events actually happened in that complex. I'm in my bed, sleep. I hear pop, 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 but you could tell it was gunshots. I turned over and kept sleeping. One night I'm asleep and I could feel my bed rock, move. Turned over, went back to sleep. We have become numb to violence. We have become numb to weird stuff. And that was in my 30s and I'm 53. And that was in my late 30s. If I'm numb to gunshots, not knowing to get out my bed, get on the floor, I'm numb to it. Where do you think we're at today? We've become numb to madness, craziness. When we saw we were inundated to stuff. That's why somebody can lie, blatant lies, and we become numb. So now you lie to me, okay, that's fine. I know, it's okay. Because we've become numb. Again, another spirit. Another spirit. We've become numb to it. And it's okay. It's all okay. Because you need to be alert. If you become alert, you aware and you ready for whatever God got for you. And you need to have your house in ready for whatever's going to come, the casket or the sky. But you also are alert to how to avoid the madness during this time. I'm just saying. You also should be alert to things that are going to continue to come. I'm stacking my water again. I'm getting ready to start working on I have a rotating pantry, but I also am an urban prepper. And it's not that I don't think God is going to take care of me. I know he has blessed me. I know I'm okay. I know he's, like I said, even how I got this apartment, this was supposed to go to a whole nother person. When I got here, because the lady who was my real estate agent, she said, Shannon, I have the perfect place for you. She said, the problem is the owner's going to go ahead and rent that to the maintenance guy for his apartment complex. I said, okay, well, find me something else, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if it was like a day, 2 days later. She texted me, are you, she said, can you move sooner than later? I was like, well, where's it at, Pam? So she told me, and I came to see it. As soon as we walked in the door, Joe was down the street going to a doctor's appointment. He met me right here. As soon as I got walked in the house, as soon as we walked in the front door, he said, "This is it." I said, "Oh yeah." Later to come to find out, she says, "Oh, that was the apartment that was supposed to go to the maintenance man's sister, but she didn't show up." That's how God works. That's how He works. And I told her I didn't want anything over $700. She said it's $665 a month. Gave me the key a month early, no rent paid, which is how I did the bombing and all that other stuff, and came in and did my version of cleaning, and it was pretty clean. But we do, if y'all do like I am, you come and do your own version of cleaning. That's how He works. Hey, Black Flatbed, what's up, baby? Make sure you give it thumbs up, like, share it out. Y'all share, like, thumbs up, because that actually helps me. It blesses me because I do get some kickback. I don't get as much as others because I don't have those many views as others, but it does. Like over time, I think maybe 3 to 6 months, I'll get maybe $100, and it blesses me. $100 with some groceries. So it's critical to me, and like I said, I'm talking about my spirit, my Christianity. I don't like to use the word spirituality, but my Christianity is critical. But I realize that we want to stay in our stuff. So if we continue down our path, I can justify. And the Bible talks about we want to justify our sins. Plenty of people do that every day. That's what they do. That's how they roll. That's who they are. Do you, boo boo? Anyway, let me read this. Let me see if and then I'm gonna shut it down, y'all. Let me go back and just make sure. Okay, we talked about the grapes. I'm not okay, somebody said cottage cheese with pineapple. I love pineapple by itself. I like fresh pineapple with tahini or by itself. I like pineapple in the can. I do not like pineapple upside down cake. And the only time I like pineapple when it's cooked is if it's been grilled in a salsa or if it's on, and I'm not a huge ham person, but I do like the ham with the pineapple, a little bit of cinnamon or whatever they do. I like that with kind of a sauce, brown sugar sauce. I'll do that. Otherwise, I'm not huge on pineapple being cooked, and I don't like pineapple and cottage cheese. I do love peaches and cottage cheese, and I've seen both, but for whatever reason, pineapple and cottage cheese don't work for me. Mine is peaches and cottage cheese. Air fryer. As y'all said, I'm not a huge air fryer. Maybe y'all will come up with some stuff. I know, like I said, I think it was Tabitha Brown did something with some mushrooms, and I think it was those oyster mushrooms that made them like almost like chicken wings or something like that, or maybe that was cauliflower. I can't remember. But yeah. Oh yeah, I get talking about food. Food, I will always give a weird look. Let's see. I do have the parts of palm. I did pick up. I have not done that yet. And I do have some in here because I ordered them from Costco, but I am going to do the fish fry with the hearts of palm because that was interesting to me too. So I did see that. I saw that episode on Facebook. Demonic everywhere. Mad on stealth lately. And unless you have the spiritual eyes to see, this has become the new normal for everybody. This weirdness has become normal. And those who don't, what they're trying to do is they're trying to, and I have a friend of mine because he's got some money now. And what he's trying to do is buy stuff to make himself feel better or see things better. And he's like, oh, I can't, I hope we get rid of this virus so that we can get back to normal. No, baby. You don't understand the season we in. And that's why I tell people, you really need to pray and get your house in order with the Lord. I said this at the funeral. We supposed to have another side of this, and we are in a season. And some of the people in their house at church that were supposed to be Christian, they had a blank look because they don't even realize the season we in. You got too many folks who are supposedly Christian that have become so attached to this world that this is all they know and all they want. They don't realize that death, and I'm not trying to say go kill yourself, not. But death is actually the Christian's reward. That's why Paul said, I finished my race, because that is where you get your trophy. And I'm not saying we want to get there right away because there's things we're supposed to do on this side of the divide. But once we cross over, that is the bigger reward because we get our new body. We hopefully get that enter in. Good and faithful servant. We get some mysteries that we have been wondering about answered. And we are with the Lord. So those things are the reward of the Christian. And so, but there are folks who are in Christian churches who they've been told so much about all the glorious things here and all the name it and claim it here and all the prosperity here that they don't give a doggone about what's over there, nor do they even know, because they don't read the Bible, of what the reward is on the other side of glory. Yeah, that's all I got to say. Let me move on because I'll get in a tangent. And yes, Kathy W., I've realized that. After the statement was made that they had gone into the apartment and never did acknowledge or warn me. Matter of fact, the first thing the person asked me, because I told them I couldn't get the picture that we're going to use at the funeral. And then they said, well, did you check the mail? I just sent you pictures of the inside of this madness. And you asking me about the mail? What we inherit. Let's keep going. We have to pray over the generational curses because they are facts. But see, a lot of people don't want to, and I'm going to finish that story out about some things too, because I noticed something with parents. Tell us how you feel about pineapple. I like pineapple. I just don't like it in certain things. And I'm going to say this, and I want to say it this way. And I'm going to say already, forgive me, because I'm going to have people that are not going to like what I'm going to say. I already had somebody put in comments, you're judgmental. Okay, I am judgmental because the Bible tells me to discern, to use discernment, which is a judgment. It also tells me that I will know a tree by the fruit that it bears. We all judge, and we all are supposed to judge situations in order to make decisions, preferably good decisions, in conjunction with, hopefully, we have the Lord on board to help us with that. And I am judgmental on some things. Just because I don't agree with you, I guess you want to call that judgmental. Okay, then I am. You may not agree with me. Are you judgmental? Absolutely. The fact you call me judgmental means you're judgmental too. Okay. That's one thing I do like about our country. Well, I liked is that we were a country where everybody could think differently. You could be differently, live any life you want here in America. That's one of the things that made the country great. Worship whoever you want to worship, believe whatever you want to believe. You want to worship the devil, you be a demonic, be a Satanist. Do you, boo boo? But we all got to answer at the end of the day. And I believe that Christianity is the truth. And I will find out once it's time for me to cross the divide. I'm pretty sure of it right now. I don't have no questions other than I have some mysteries I got questions for when I see the Lord, you know. But as of right now, everything I've seen, He's working in my life. Even how I got back here to Arizona before the pandemic, He's working in my life. Every step, He's working in my life. I'm not perfect. I got issues. I have struggles just like anybody else. But I'm better than what I was yesterday, in my humble opinion. I try to get better every day. And Daddy's hand is on my life. It's not an if, ands, or buts. And that's why I tell people, be careful if you think you're doing me wrong. Because I'm going to tell you, I have seen Daddy God and how He works on my behalf when people sow bad stuff against me. God have mercy on you. But I'm His child. And I've seen, even with Grumpy, if you sow bad stuff, you get bad stuff. I saw it. I see it with my mama. I done seen it with my aunt. I got an uncle. He did some real foul stuff. He lost a whole bunch of stuff. And I just said back, sorry for you, bro. Sowing and reaping. I've sold stuff, good and bad. Even when I hit hard times, because I sold some good things to somebody else. I was never homeless, hungry. I had friends of mine who stayed with me rent-free for months on end. Never asked them for a dime. Just clean up after yourself, wash the dishes. You can do that? Cool, till you get whatever you need in order. And when I hit hard times, people bless me sometimes with rent-free places. I rent a room or I stay somewhere rent-free with no issues. And I realized that's sowing and reaping. I sold it to somebody else, and when I was in need, it came back to me. I've sold some things that aren't so good, and it's come back in its own way, and it's okay. But I'm a lesson learner. So, Lord, what are you trying to teach me? That's the analytical part. I'm gonna share this real quick for parents. And I don't. You ain't got no kids. Well, I did raise some brothers, and I'm very familiar with raising kids. I'm actually very good with kids. I was there from biblical card, all that coming off. So I'm no joke. But reason I probably don't have kids because I would have been a very strict parent. Be careful justifying your children's sin. I want to say that again. Be careful justifying your children's sin. The Bible tells us raise up a child in the way they will go and they won't depart from it. Meaning if you instill the right things on board, your children, it will later, it doesn't mean that they may fall in line. What it means is that once something instilled, once something planted, you can't escape it because it's on board. You can refuse to follow it, but you can't escape it. It's on board. What your goal is, you hope it activates. So if your child is living a sinful life and doing things that are out of order, just because you want to be the rah-rah mom or the rah-rah dad, don't justify it. It's better for you if you say, and I'm going to use my best friend, her name is Jane. Janie, her dad would call her Janie. I know this is what you see, but this is what I see. Basically, I'm telling you, you're wrong. I love you, but this is what I see. And I will continue to love you as my child. But I see X, Y, and Z. And this is the proper way to go. I will continue to love you either way, but I don't think you're in order. Are you saying to your child you don't love them? I may not agree or support the madness, but I love you in spite of the madness. But now we have a generation of parents who you are supporting madness and sin, and then your child is going to bust hell wide open, and you're helping them get there. And you're trying to call it the Lord is leading them. No, the Lord is not leading them. That's some demonic shiz. I'm just saying. Let me read this last thing. You know, and let me share a story that was shared with me. I'm not going to say what friends shared this with me, but it was a really good story last night, and then I'm off of here because we've been on here a while. A friend of mine shared a story with me about her father, her mother, and a family reunion. So they had a family reunion out of state, and the uncle shows up with some woman. Note, uncle is married. He show up around the kids with some woman that he messing around with that ain't his wife. Her mama, praise Jesus, she says to him, oh, hell no. You need to take her and you and y'all go somewhere else. We got children here and they looking for Aunt Sally, and Aunt Sally ain't here with you. You got Susie Boo with you and not Aunt Sally. We will not have this lifestyle, this behavior flaunted around these kids to think that this is okay. So you need to go. Bravo. She told me that story last night. I was like, girl, I wish I would have met your mama. God bless that sister. Basically, right is right and wrong is wrong. Even though you my uncle, you are not going to come up, I think uncle or brother or something like that. You're not going to come up in here with this madness around these babies. We need to call a spade, and we need to deal with stuff. And we're not dealing with stuff. That's one reason I can't watch that Greenleaf or whatever the hell that movie is, where Chester Molester's sitting at the damn table. But it's the sad part is it's very true. It's indicative and it's true. Because we want to justify ghetto ratchet family, or we don't want to deal with it. We don't want to talk about it. And this is where it permeates. It's a seed, and the enemy knows what he's doing. I'm just saying. Anyway, y'all, I'm going to get off of here. Again, I have not eaten all day. I have to eat. I'm eating grapes. Y'all, 2 and 2, peace. Be blessed. I'll let y'all know. I'll try to let y'all know a few days ahead of time when I put the videos out. And somebody said about cooking. Yeah, I'll get back into the cooking. I haven't done it. I gotta order a tripod. I'm gonna order a new tripod this pay period coming up, which is next week. And y'all be praying because I'm looking for a work from home gig that's permanent. So be praying for me. Like I said, the company's okay, but I want permanent work from home. I realize that I don't want to go in an office. I'm not where I want to go in the office with this new generation of humans. I'm so cool on it. Peace.